how you so desire, but we've got Jesse and the very good-looking, handsome Mark Thompson coming up. So Jesse, Mark, you guys want to come up? And you're going to talk about prize challenges, right? Yeah, Ensign's here. So Ensign and I don't know if we have a history, but sometimes I don't agree with Ensign, but Jesse looks like a great guy. And we'll see how that goes. So, Mark, we were, but you're in a sport coat already. So I'm like, I don't know, but all right, good, yeah, right. All right, so prize challenge. We talked about those earlier. Like, we are authorized as warfare centers to do prize challenges. If you don't have your warfare center doing a prize challenge, or you want to know more about it, get with the small business deputies, or bother PTEC, to bother the small business deputies, to bother warfare centers of why are we not doing more prize challenges and giving away funds for a product, right? And I think prize challenges have a low barrier of entry because we do them out in Nowick often nowadays. But you're going to talk all about that, and we're all going to be interested, right? All right. Over to you, Mark.
There we go. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for including us today. My name is Jesse Geip. I'm the PAC South Regional Director with the National Security Innovation Network, NSIN. NSIN is a program office within the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering, and our organization sits directly under the Defense Innovation Unit. We were established really with the mandate of creating programs that help us develop solutions to DoD problems from across all the services by working directly with academic institutions and early stage startups. So over the last 6 years, our organization has developed a series of different programs and tools to help us in that mission. And prize challenges are one of those tools that we find effective for a variety of different reasons. And so I'll talk a little bit about some of the benefits that prize challenges I think can have. And if you hear people talking about them, sometimes, frankly, I think they can be considered innovation theater, which is true, honestly. In some circumstances, when we say innovation theater, we mean that we put out some money and we ask some people to come in the door and show us your tech, but then there's a plan for how to follow up on that. But really what NSIN tries to do in working with different partners is not only find meaningful DoD problems where there might be technologies out there that could solve those problems rapidly, but you may not be aware of our problem sets. And so we use these pitch challenges as ways to market that problem set to a broad community. And we use the funding that we award at the conclusion of that prize challenge to reward you for your participation in that activity, since we think your time is valuable. And we want interesting startups and companies to come to the government with your solutions. But also there's a kind of a unique authority attached to prize challenges that not everyone may be familiar with, which is that prize authority also allows us to do sole source awards using other transaction authority, or OTAs. So, in the past, someone would get a prize challenge, and then what happens, right? Do I get a phase 2 SBIR? Do I go compete on a BAA? What happens next? And there used to be a bit of a gap between a winner of a prize challenge and that next step for your company and your technology. But with the guidance being clarified that a SBIR award, a prize award allows us to then move straight to an OT, within the NSIN DIU enterprise, we can work with our parent command to establish a follow-on OT contract that could be awarded to you after you've competed and won a prize challenge. So this process is starting to become a mechanism that allows us to find exciting capability that you may already have access to, connect you to a DoD problem owner who is looking for that solution, award you some funding, usually in the neighborhood of a couple $100,000 for participating in that prize challenge, and then set you up for follow-on contracting, and that you can use that sole sourcing prize authority to go get additional contracts as follow-on. So NSIN will continue to run prize challenges every year. We usually do about 4 to 6 of these prize challenges in a variety of different topic areas, ranging from robotic solutions to artificial intelligence that's been deployed on the J-30 on a variety of different Air Force aircraft. And we really want to make sure that when we do these things, we're communicating effectively to the broader technology base that we're looking for about what is the problems that we're trying to solve, what's the timeline of the challenge, and how can you be successful in it. So there are other things that NSIN does, but I know we're here to talk about prize challenges, so I'll stop there and hand it over to Mark to talk about a current activity that we're supporting with NAVC and XWIC that'll actually have demo day coming up here real soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Jesse. My name is Mark Thompson, and I am the ORDA, which is Office of Research and Technology Applications Manager. Essentially, my role within the Expeditionary Warfare Center is focusing on technology transfer. So are there lower maturity, lower TRL technologies that we can kind of bring into the fold with us and show them the ways, get them a little bit closer to our problems to help develop solutions. So there's a lot of tools in the technology transfer toolbox. One that we're participating in this year for the first time is the prize challenge. Less than a year ago, didn't know what a prize challenge was, didn't know the first place to start. I just knew it was something that we're allowed to do. And from what I had heard, it seemed like is a great mechanism for us to try. So a little bit of background on why we wanted to have facilities and also that maybe the R&D for that. It's definitely a hot in that so that when we had people displaced and we lost to pull the in double source from that there we bring to advance that and secure fuels. So what kind of spur idea where when it to tech transfer, a huge win for area able to turn the term prize challenge, not knowing a whole lot about it, and it's a new toolbox that we wanted to utilize. Sorry, I'm trying to peek at my slides at the same time. If you've heard of the tech bridges we pre last day under NSIN, is another great way to exercise our partnership. I said, cool. Was it? So the Google started reaching out to the other bridge in the past, and through ONR, who's providing for this challenge, tech bridge director, the great research warfare centers. World Week and also water. Also, so we want to do is how to challenge the it's so limited overlap between XWIC and wall. Do this on one challenge. Through the tech bridge, who very much a lot kind of with human or human in a sense. There's enough between enough against. And what we one prize we're not thinking we got everything from conceptual to starting doing right now. So the financial side used for specific chapters to do all this. So in basic is 3,000. Second place is being 50, and the remainder that actually went to semifinalists did a pitch program. To panel of real win is if we can find the technical great, but in tech transfer we're in a long game. And if we can find we would win OTA research and development. It may pay for just a couple weeks your business. So if we're paying in hours or cooperative research development for events. So we're actually finished yet. The final events are going to be the week after next down in San Diego. This whole program, he came up with a problem statement, and that's and we do is ask me anything session. It's kind of a general Q&A where you can come both our judges are online as well as the NSIN to any administrative requirement and through that it's really hey, what are the specs on this? I got to hang up and I got to send it out to everybody. We had the exact same information for the same amount of time and equal to all companies that are applying. So that was the purpose of that. Get to kind of revise and see if it's something to do. That solicitation closed, and then from there, 2 weeks later, we have initial down. So we had not think it was over 20 for both problems. Some companies apply for both, which is the reason we wanted to do. So let's bring the and void pitch day, and then the grand final is I know it's many companies. We had spots. Oh, we had to do the power from there, our, but our elect to allow maximum 10 to come down. So nobody get viable options. We can the five that were invited to pitch for problem one, and the winners will be here in about a week. Problem two, they're also applied for problem two. So actually they have to NSIN, so it's exciting to see how it can also vary two prizes, and they're getting so this is where for problem 7, that focus, we're going to be on environment and we previous reports that we get the industry results to a full auction just off the northwest corner of the runway. So we're bringing all of these companies in, getting them all base access, the technology. We got cranes loading bots into the tanks, and a 3-hour and demonstration looks like. It as much as possible, like they are being to come. You need certain resources. We are so that we get the commission carrier down now, but there are just as many nooks as any active ship. So we are able to get down off of the main hangar bay, into the spaces, fun to get through all. But they're tasked with participant. This is our schedule. Companies are have way there that they're on time and the same amount of time actually in the tank conducting that demo, again with the deliverable in 48 hours after. So we're excited to see what's going to happen with the demo week, with this being our first prize challenge. And long term, we're seeing that the value in just getting even this far and just getting to the pitch phase, which is NSIN starts program. It's incredibly valuable. And these are a lot of the companies maybe I've seen them do something else, or we engaged with them 5-10 years ago and their technology has progressively advanced, 3, 4, 5 times over. And it's impressive to see where they are now. So I think this is a great way. Oh, sure.
I was just going to add, I think, for those of you who are very ingrained in our DoD ecosystem and you're used to looking at SBIR announcements and you know where to look for RFPs, prize challenges may not be a novel approach to you. Part of the reason we think these types of challenges are interesting is it's a way to incentivize and conduct effective market research in technology verticals where there's capabilities out in industry that are applicable to the DoD and a national security mission set, but those companies may not be traditionally used to combing government acquisition systems for opportunities. And so we could have released the exact same problem sets, as a SIBR or as another tool, but the nature and the way in which those things are marketed and communicated externally, some of these participants may have never even seen it. And that's part of what I think the value of these types of challenges. You create a low barrier to entry, and then in partnering with NSIN, we have a distributed team all across the country, embedded in different tech ecosystems for the purpose of reaching into those networks to say, do you have a capability related to a problem set that we're working on, to expand sort of our technology scouting function on behalf of these types of activities. So that's, I think, another benefit of this type of process, right? Is the prize challenge submission process is a simple, one-page document. It's not extensive technical documentation that's required from any other RFPs. And it's allowing us to work with new players, potentially, who are not as familiar and engaging with the DoD and giving us exposure to those potential solutions in a fashion that's relatively rapid, as you can see from this timeline. And, maybe we could have done things even faster. But the reality is, we're going to be awarding a couple $100,000 to some good companies here with some capable solutions. And really, this whole process from the company's perspective, from the moment the application opened to the moment we conclude, is going to be about a 4-month total process. There was more behind the scenes to make some of the things happen between NSIN and XWIC and the other partners and ONR. But in reality, we want to make these timelines as rapid as we possibly can and really respect and value the company.
That I'd like to do. I think this whole thing could easily be executed on a smaller scale in a matter of weeks. If you got a specific problem and you write that problem set out, you put it out, and you're just looking for, that initial pitch day, is not challenging to do. And I'm excited, now that we're getting our first one kind of under our feet, momentum's building, and we're actually, we have the skill set now to be able to do these for different scales, different topics at different warfare centers. One of the other exciting things to see within my field of technology transfer is I'm not a contracts person. Like I'm not doing the procurements. I don't need something that's a TRL 9. I want to see the 1s, 2, 3, 4s, and everything in between. And I want to bring them into the Navy, a little bit closer and see how we can help you develop. That's my stake of within the playing the long game. And we had companies rate themselves in their application, kind of an initial Q&A. Give yourself a 1 through 10 of how much experience you have working with the government. And we had from 1 to 9, 1 to 8, 1 to 9. And they were all invited to, like, hey, we want to see what you have. And some of these technologies were conceptual. They had drawings, and this is what we think our technology will be able to do. They're trying to gain info on what we're really looking for so that they can start shaping their R&D path internally, and then resurface in a couple of years and share with us what you have. So it's great to see everything in between, and that they're all equal participants in this prize challenge with the same shot of the prize money, or the follow-on actions of an OTA or a CRADA, Cooperative Research and Development Agreement. So that's all I have between myself and Jesse. If anybody has any questions about NSIN, about prize challenges, plans for the future, feel free to shout them out now, or you can more than welcome to see us after.
You must have covered everything on prize challenges. What's the? I was eating. I wasn't listening. But your prize challenge for the tank inspection, what's the purse on that?
So the overall amount available as prizes is $500,000. There was $200,000 that is set aside as up to 10 companies are invited or can be invited to demo. So that's $200,000, 20 companies total, $10,000 awarded for travel final preparations. So if we invited 10 companies for problem 1, 10 companies for problem 2, that would count for that $200,000. In our case, we didn't pick 10 solutions each to come demo. That remainder is added, split 50-50 between the problem 1 and problem 2 first and second place prize winners.
Yeah, did you already cover that, or that was you did
A little bit.
a little bit? Okay, but like that. And then where did that? Any other questions? No, I got questions. Where did that 500K come from? Did you cover that
That came from ONR.
from O&R?
Yeah, ONR has been. I think without ONR, I probably wouldn't have made the NSIN connection. We wouldn't have gotten the funding for that. And that came actually, NAVC was doing a lot of growth and preparation for conducting this prize challenge before we decided to kind of merge forces on this. So my initial plan, and this is, me, I'm learning.
For us to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a good part about what DIU brings to the table. No one wants to be first out the gate. A lot of the warfare centers like, I've not done that before, or I'm so that's a great thing there. I know over at NIWIC, I think we did one for $50,000. It was a $10,000 purse for 5 areas, and then gave the 10K away for each area. I don't remember what it was.
Kind of just want to plug NSIN again. It's been incredibly helpful being able to work with, learn a lot by kind of shadowing the NSIN team. Getting our I think it's setting us up to be a lot better and faster at doing these in the future. So with this being our first one, we're very happy with how it's going so far. Excited to see the demos the week after next. So any great ideas? Jesse and his team are very efficient, very effective, and very helpful with whatever you're trying to accomplish. So definitely, I can't thank NSIN enough for the help that they've given us in our prize challenge.
I also, thanks back. We, as NSIN, right? Even though we're in DIU and we're in OSD, we're not trying to solve problems that come from Secretary Hsu directly. We're empowered problems from other DoD components. So, our programs are sort of your programs, right? And so we're really always happy to work with the warfare centers when you identify a key technology gap and you think there's a real need. And to make that mission a little bit more efficient, we wanted the trying to create new entry and exit points for